So these two pirates are in a tavern, right? There's Captain Hook and there's Long John Silver. And they've had like 15 pints each. And Long John said, "By the way, Captain Hook," he said, "how did you get your hook?" He said, "Well, we were boarded one day by these customs and excise men." He said they were looking for Lester Piggott at the time. He said, remember that? I heard they had to put a bag on his head and turn him round to get him in the cell. And so he said we had to fight for our lives, man to man, sword to sword. He said, and we were doing fine, he said, till this fella jumped out and hit me with the biggest pigging sword I have ever seen. This fella called Wilkinson, he said he had... He said he jumped out and he went... He said he took my hand clean off with one sweep of the sword. So they had to fit me the hook so I could do my duties on the bridge when it's my turn. He said, but I got used to it, John. How did you get the wooden leg? Ah, wooden leg. Going round the Cape in a big storm. We were short-handed aboard ship. I'd no buccaneers. No, don't make it all up. Look, I've got... no buccaneers. He said, what happened? He said, my hat fell over my bucking eyes, didn't it? He said, the storm raged on and the mainsail ripped and the mainmast collapsed. He said, and it pinned my leg to the deck there. He said, and they had to amputate my leg to save my life. He said, but they fitted me this leg from the snooker table. And he said, it's been a good leg. He said, I just wish they'd taken this bloody caster off. So he says, while we're on the subject, okay, he said, how did you get the patch on your eye? Ah, it was the result of a seagull, John. He said, we were anchored one day off of Knot End. He said, and I was looking in the sky when a seagull passing above me dropped one down upon me. I'm looking thuswards, seagull unloaded its cargo, poof, smack in the middle of my eye. He said, did that take your eye out? He said, no, but it was my first day with my hook. He said, I went... Well, ladies and them that followed you in, you know, if this job was as wonderful as this been for the last 2 nights, I wouldn't mind doing it. And, because when you have a bad night as a comic, it's frightening, you know. You know, when you get abuse from an audience, it's terrifying. I mean, if you're like me and you can't fight and you can't run, you know. But I can make nice chutney, but... You see, audiences never give abuse to big stars. Singers never get heckled. Comics all every night. Can you remember Pavarotti in Hyde Park? There was 250,000 people. He stood there, Pavarotti, and he said, I shall now sing from the World Cup, Nessun Dorma. Nobody shouted out, we've heard it, you fat pig, get up, go on. I get that. And singers one we don't know, you know. And I'll tell you what, he's a prima donna, Pavarotti. Oh, I went to see him in Sheffield, and ooh, he doesn't like you joining in. He doesn't. Yeah, I'll tell you what. You see, this job's changed. You don't know what you're going to anymore now. I used to work for an agent who hadn't got a clue. He'd book a West Indian steel band for a National Front dinner. This fella. I got to booking the other week. I walked in. I was on with a male stripper. There was 300 women sat down. Well, they had a speciality act on first. He was a one-legged tap dancer, right? He only had one peg like that, and he come on and he did Knee Up Mother Brown. And he didn't do it for long, but he... Oh, he went down well, he did, he went... Now, the male stripper, I've never seen a smarter man in my life. He was 7 foot tall, this fella, from the Middle East. Very dark man. Ooh, and he'd got a right clarinet on him, this fella. And, he had an end on it like a satsuma. And he was in the dressing room, and I had to walk round him, you know. And I said, excuse me, Dobbin. I said, big man. He had a 5 skin, put it like that. And I said, well, if you could get a boot on that, you'll play for England, lad. It's a lovely job, isn't it? And, because that's the thing that's happening in life. People are not helping like they used to, are they? Eh? Help save a child this year. Go on, smack a social worker. Because I'd just like to add at this point, ladies and grow bags, I'd like to add at this point right now, if I die on my way home, I'm what you call a donor. I'm a donor. I don't mean I'm a kebab. No. No, I'm denoning my body when I die. Yes, I'm denoning, right? I'm denoning. My eyes and my heart and my St. Pancreas. And I'm leaving my bum to a gay club in Blackpool. Might need a bit of work doing on it, but it's no good to do. You can put it in cement and park a bag in it for me. I'm not having a go at this. We're all part of society, we're all accepted. I mean, my best friend in Blackpool happens to be gay, and he's pretty ugly, but he's gay. And he's that ugly, he has to go out with women. And but he's gay, and he's a nice man. He gave me some underpants for my birthday, in fact. They're Y-backs. And I couldn't have none of that, mate, could you? I'd have to be a giver if that were me. And bite the pillar, that fella said, eh? I'd have chewed the bloody headboard off me. Couldn't be with this KY, I'd have been up. And, but you see, we have to be aware of these things, haven't we, ladies and gentiles? Because of the diseases going around this planet, and may I add that these diseases can affect heteros like what we are, just the same. Oh yes, a germ can't tell if you've got a frock on, can it? Oh no. I do a lot of work for hospitals, yeah. Well, I make people sick, and I have the greatest respect for medical people. In fact, I'd subscribe to that magazine that doctors get, the British Medical Journal, and I'd do the competition in it, and spot the boil. And I read an article in there last week, it fascinated me. It said, in a lifetime, the average man will only ever use 1/4 of his brain. 1/4. So what do you do with the other quarter? There's me, and no, but it's true. I mean, they've cured smallpox off the planet just about. That was a killer disease. When I was a young lad, TB, now that was a very popular disease at one time, wasn't it? Very popular. Now, when you think that 99% of Robin Hood's men died of syph. It was a gag, I'm a comic, you know, and so anyway, the computer's broken on this aeroplane and everything's stopped. The engines have stopped, all systems have gone down, there's nothing working except the tannoy and the emergency strip lighting. So the captain clicks on, ladies and gentlemen, we've got a severe problem with the plane. We're going to have to crash land it in the sea in about 40 minutes' time. Now, I'm highly trained in this procedure, there'll be no problem, you'll just have to put your head between your legs. I thought, if I could do that, I'd never go out of the house, mate. Am I on my own? Listen, and he said, but please don't panic. I'll be back with 10 minutes to go before we have to splash the plane down. And he clicks off. And this woman jumps up in the centre of the plane in the aisle, and she tore her dress off and her underwear, and she stood there, she said, come on, somebody, make me feel like a real woman. And this Yorkshire fellow stood up and took his shirt off. He said, here, iron that. He went...